On March 4, 2025, a sense of anticipation gripped the halls of Congress. Former President Donald Trump, now back in the Oval Office, prepared to address a joint session. This was no ordinary address. It was Trump's first since returning to power in the tumultuous 2024 election. The air crackled with anticipation. Trump, never one to shy away from the spotlight, seemed to relish the tension. This was his stage, his opportunity to lay out his vision for the future of America. The world watched, eager to decipher his words and their implications for global affairs. The scene was set for a night of high drama. Little did anyone know the events that unfolded would reverberate far beyond the hallowed halls of Congress, exposing the deep divisions within American society. Trump's speech touched upon a wide range of issues, both domestic and foreign. He wasted no time in outlining his policy agenda, a bold, some would say radical, departure from the Biden years. First on the agenda were tariffs. Trump, a firm believer in protectionist measures, announced a hefty 25% tariff on all goods imported from Canada and Mexico. This move, he argued, was essential to protect American jobs and revitalize domestic manufacturing. On the domestic front, Trump vowed to tackle illegal immigration, strengthen border security, and introduce sweeping tax cuts. He also took aim at what he called radical diversity programs and pledged to roll back regulations on businesses. His words resonated with his base but drew sharp criticism from Democrats and many independents. Trump's address, however, was not met with unanimous approval. As he spoke, a wave of dissent began to build among the Democratic members of Congress. Their signs, a sea of black and white, declared, "This is not a normal time." Congressman Al Green of Texas, a vocal critic of Trump, was the first to make his displeasure known. He interrupted the president, shouting that Trump lacked a mandate and did not win the 2024 election fairly. Green's outburst led to his removal from the chamber, but not before his words resonated with many Democrats. Green's act of defiance seemed to embolden others. Democratic women dressed in Resist t-shirts stood up and walked out en masse. Others held up signs with slogans like "Musk steals, Save Medicaid, and Protect Veterans." Their message was clear: they would not be silenced. Inside Congress, the protests continued. Outside, the situation was even more volatile. Thousands of protesters had gathered, their chants and slogans echoing through the streets of Washington, D.C. They came from all walks of life, united in their opposition to Trump and his policies. The protests, organized by a coalition of activist groups, represented a broad spectrum of concerns. There were women's rights advocates, environmental activists, and civil rights leaders, all united in their belief that Trump's presidency represented a threat to American democracy. The events of March 4, 2025, painted a stark picture of a nation deeply divided. Trump's return to power had reignited old tensions and created new ones. As the country lurched towards the 2026 midterm elections, one thing was clear: the battle for the soul of America was far from over.